It's Wednesday. That means it's time to talk about the latest episode of Loki on Disney Plus. So let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin. Here we focus on your favorite content from streaming services and in theaters. If you guys love to watch movies and shows like I do, you guys are in the right spot. Episode 5 of Loki is now on Disney Plus. This review will include spoilers because there is some shocking moments throughout and some resurrections as well. This continued very nicely from the previous episode and the whole mystery of who is running the TVA after we saw that the timekeepers were androids and that was not the real thing. We have this big mystery that's still in play. Who is the person behind the curtain? Who's pulling all the strings? Is it Renslayer? Is it Kang the Conqueror? Is it Mobius? Is it someone we already know? That mystery surrounding the 4th and now 5th episode is played nicely into this. We saw at the end of the 4th episode that he is now in the void. He met several different Lokis. Classic Loki, Kid Loki, Alligator Loki, and Boastful Loki. And we learn a lot about those Lokis in the 5th episode and even getting some more Lokis. President Loki as well. So now they are in the void and he wants to get back to the TVA, and he learns that these other Lokis have had similar storylines. We learned that Boastful Loki claims to have vanquished both Captain America and Iron Man before claiming all 6 Infinity Stones. Kid Loki managed to kill their brother Thor. And an alligator Loki, a reptile removed from time for eating the wrong cat. It's fun to watch Tom Hiddleston's Loki interact with all the other Lokis in this episode because you see that they do have similar stories and similar personalities. They are different though in their looks and their costumes, but when it comes down to it, they're all kind of similar. And I love that little focus at the beginning of this episode on the different Lokis. And then we had some twists and turns with more Lokis. We had President Loki, and then Boastful Loki was trying to take over the throne that Kid Loki had. And then the group of Lokis took over President Loki. So there's a lot of stuff surrounding the Lokis in this episode. But the main Loki is trying to get back to the TVA to figure out what is happening. And in the TVA, we have Renslayer, who seems like she's trying to work with Lady Loki. She's very manipulative, and we do see that Lady Loki is able to kind of look past that. Lady Loki puts herself in the void to help Loki get to the timekeepers. And we have Mobius, who returns in a really cool fashion and is able to help Sylvie get to Loki. But one of the biggest, coolest things in here is Alioth, a cloud entity which engulfs and destroys anything in its path. It's Alioth who stands guard to the timekeepers, and Loki and Sylvie must defeat Alioth to get to the timekeepers. And we see a really strong moment with classic Loki, played by Richard E. Grant, who creates this vision of Asgard, and it serves as a distraction for Sylvie and Loki to try to defeat Alioth. So there's a lot of strong moments, not only for Loki, Mobius, and Sylvie, but also Richard E. Grant's classic Loki, which they utilized him very well within this episode. Seeing all the different Lokis was really cool, but seeing classic Loki and how he was able to be more than what we thought he was. There's some really kind of personal moments where he says that he missed his family, he missed Asgard, he missed his brother. And he states that they're all god of outcasts who are forever punished by fate to merely survive as time passes them by. So watching how all of them kind of are able to have these little small personal moments and think about their lives and their situation added a lot of depth to the Loki variants within this episode. And that mystery of who's running the TVA is still in this episode, and it ends very strong. After they defeat Alioth, they see the timekeeper's location, and so hopefully In the 6th episode, it opens up with who the timekeeper is. Can't wait till next week. We have 1 episode left. It's just going by super quick. But this episode was very strong in giving us depth to some smaller characters and classic Loki as well, while still managing to play up on that mystery and that urgency for Sylvie and Loki to find who is behind the TVA. So overall, really strong episode. And I knew Owen Wilson wouldn't be dead. So it was really cool to see him back in this episode. I'm going to go ahead and give the 5th episode a B+. Thank you guys for checking my review for the 5th episode of Loki on Disney+. What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and stay tuned for more up and coming Loki content. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.